Hey everyone, today I'm coming at you with a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile with some spice in it with Felgrand. So before I get started, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe to help promote my video, to help others see it, and to make sure that you can see all my future deck profiles and other videos. Without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. We've got triple Blue Eyes White Dragon, pretty standard for a Blue Eyes deck. Also pretty standard, we have triple Blue Eyes Alternative, pops problematic things, and is easy to summon. We've got double Dragon Spirit of White. Since this is a more Blue Eyes focused deck, I figured having two of them would be nice. What this one does, for those who don't know, is when it's summoned, it banishes a piece of your opponent's back row, which is nice for either disruption or outing something potentially problematic. Then we've got one of Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. For those who don't know, what this guy does is when he's special summoned from the graveyard, he banishes something from your opponent's field or graveyard, and it gains 1,000 attack for each level it had. So it's like a level 4, it gains 400 attack. And then also when this destroys something by battle, you can special summon a level 7 or 8 dragon from your grave, except another copy of itself, which helps you get more damage on the board. And then we've got one of a Morphage Goliath. This one's in there to help stop your opponent from going into their extra deck, which can be helpful. Or they'll have to waste time and resources to get this off the board before they can, which might help stop them from having such a problematic board. Then we've got the one Archbrave Dragon. When this is sent to the grave during the next standby phase, it special summons a level 7 or 8 from grave. So typically what you're going to want to do is get this in grave and then get one of these two in grave. So then you can summon one of them with Archbrave. Then we've got triple Galaxy Soldier. This is in here for Cyber Dragon Infinity. What you do is you discard a light monster, special summon it in defense mode, and then search another copy of itself. So what's a good play to do is discard the White Stone of Legend with this, because then you get another light monster to discard, and you get another copy of Galaxy Soldier. So makes that easier to summon. Then we've got triple Ash Blossom for disrupting your opponent's plays. It's nice to have to stop your opponent from doing everything they want to do, and if you can hit their best search card, then that really can hinder them. Then we've got triple Sage for searching out your tuners and your synchro plays. Then we've got triple White Stone of Ancients. That's pretty standard for Blue Eyes decks. When the turn this is sent to the graveyard, it's in the grave at the end phase. Special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck. So that's going to be either your regular Blue Eyes or your Dragon Spirit of White. And then also it can banish itself from the grave to add a Blue Eyes monster back to your hand. So like if you have an alternative in hand, but don't have a Blue Eyes in your hand to special summon it with, but you do have one in grave, you can banish this to add the Blue Eyes back to your hand and make the alternative live. Then we've got one White Stone of Legend and one Effect Veiler. This is good because it's a hand trap that's searchable by Sage. And this is here to help get Blue Eyes in your hand when you need them, which is important because you don't always see them when you need to. Next up, we're going to go into the spells. And to start off, we have triple Melody of Awakening Dragon to search your Blue Eyes White Dragons and your Blue Eyes Alternatives to help make summoning them easier. Then we have triple Return of the Dragon Lords. You're running a lot of level 7 and 8 dragons, so this is good to have. This can summon your Blue Eyes monsters, your Morphage Goliath, or your Felgrand. And this can also protect your dragon monsters from your opponent trying to out them, which is nice. So then we have triple trade-in to help get dragons in the grave to be special summoned off of Felgrand or return. Like if you draw a Felgrand, you can discard it for Melody or use it for trade-in to get more cards in your hand. Then we've got double Dragon Shrine to help get more dragons in your graveyard. Some people only play one, but I think two works for this deck, because I've honestly never seen two in my opening hand. But if you do, then that's just how the cards are dealt, I guess. Got one Silver's Cry, two cards of Consonance, and one Dragon Ravine. Dragon Ravine to help you get more dragons in the grave, and to get the potentially bricky ones that you don't want to see in your hand out of your hand. Then we've got Silver's Cry for reviving dragons from grave, the normal monster ones. So that's Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dragon Spirit of White. And this is a quick play, so what you can do is you can set this and wait for your opponent to set something, and then activate that, special summon a Dragon Spirit of White, and banish whatever they just set, because usually it'll be a trap and they won't be able to do anything about it. Then we have cards of Consonance because of the stones that we're running, and with the stones, if both the cards of Consonance and the stone effect goes off, it's a +1, which is very nice. Going into the extra deck, we have double Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Then we have one of Azure Eyes. This one, you're going to special summon off of this guy, tagging out. And what this guy does is he protects your dragon monsters for a couple turns. So he also protects himself from the destruction effect of Spirit Dragon, which is nice. Then we have Stardust Spark and Black Rose Moonlight. These are the guys you're going to go into potentially with Blue Eyes Spirit. This can protect something, so that's good for disruption. And this bounces something, so what you're typically going to do to summon this guy is you're going to wait a turn with your Spirit Dragon on board. Then using the tuner that you search with Sage, you're going to summon that. You're going to summon that, and then you're going to use the tuner you search with Sage to summon Crystal Wing, which is it's a negate on board, which is nice, and it also gains attack when it attacks or when it battles monsters that have 5 levels or higher, which is nice because that helps you get more body on the board. Then we have Draglubion and this guy, the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon, Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon. This guy to help make this guy, and then this guy to get more attacks out, because he's so big and he can attack so many times. Can help break your opponent's boards. Then we've got Full Armor and Tachyon. Tachyon has a decent effect, but you're usually going to use him to go into Full Armor to pop something and have a 4K body on board. Unfortunately, Dark Matter's banned, but if it wasn't, it would be really good in this deck to help you get your dragons in grave faster. Then we've got Sun Dragon Heliopsis. It's a non-targeting removal and helps get stuff into grave that's in your hand that you don't want in your hand, like your Archbrave, your Felgrand, and your Morphage Goliath. Then we've got Titanic Galaxy. It's another negate on board, and if you bring out your weaker dragon monsters and don't have a way to like tag them out or make them bigger, then you can switch the attack target to this. So your opponent will probably end up taking some damage off of that. Then we've got Cyber Dragon Nova and Infinity. Nova's there to summon off of Galaxy Soldier, and then you rank up into Infinity. It can suck up an attack position monster either player controls during your turn, and then also it can detach a material to negate something. Then the one of Twin Burst. Twin Burst is good for outing problematic things. It can attack twice on monsters, and if something it attacks isn't destroyed by battle, then it gets banished instead. So next up we have the side deck. And we have Makaba, Construct, Winda, Appaloosa, and Double Helix for Ghost Reaper targets. You're not really ever going to summon these, but what you want to do is swap them out for something in your extra deck to use with Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries to banish problematic things from your opponent's extra deck so they can't go into them, to help you stay in the game a little longer. Then we've got a couple Kaijus for outing problematic things. Then we have our triple Ghost Reaper. You can side out something in your main deck, like those 3 dragons that I told you were kind of bricky a little earlier, that you want to have in your grave, not in your hand. You can side those out for the Ghost Reapers, and stop your opponent from summoning those problematic things. Then we've got triple Twin Twisters for outing problematic back row, and 2 Ultimate Creature of Destruction for protecting your Blue Eyes monsters. Anyway, that's it for this deck profile. I hope you liked it. Please remember to like and subscribe to help promote my content, and so you can see the rest of my content in the future. Bye!